Here's Johnny. Thank you, Ed. Hey there, social media family. Being any subscribers of and visitors alike to that being on my own YouTube social media channel and a chat room or comment session. How you all doing? Well, hopefully everyone is doing at least okay, if not bad yet to be said, to be feeling all right. Or if not best of all, to be said, to be feeling blessed and stressed, more blessed and stressed, or too blessed to possibly become or be stressed. You and yours, your family and friends, and hopefully me and mine, likewise as well, are all the same. And please do excuse, pardon, forgive me for possibly butchering the English language as we have it here, being of the American dialect. Once again, for the umpteenth consecutive time. Hopefully the name from down here didn't slip me one while I was doing all this typing, preparing for this social media broadcast for the basic intro as an introduction, as well as for the footnote. In which I have given you the Cliff Note version of both. Yeah, I can likewise just go to my other bottle. It's one of my most favorite beverages. Yes. Then how you all doing? Bear with me. I'm going to eat a little snack while I broadcast. I'm sorry. I do indulge with a little midnight snack. Disregard whatever interruptions you hear in the background. You know, I can only control. What am I saying? Well, if it is not something of a nature that is affecting me, you know, I say as it could prove to become and be possibly more closer to home. Like say if somebody's attempting to bother with my apartment door, then I can, take actions. And if need be, call the police on any perpetrator acting as ignorant and or insane, and not to mention impolite or acting as stupid and sick and rude as one want to be. Coming off fast. Well, how you all been doing? I guess I feel okay. Much better than what I felt like last. But then it was a hot, scorching day for this particular day. Then as we have it, for the last day of the 5th month, being of the month of May, in the year of our Lord and Savior Christ was God delivered. But anyway, y'all, as I backtrack here, the reasons and on purposes being, in order so that I can go on with the problem to continue from when that my person had last left off so I can finish up as in complete a form Peter prior line thought. As I was about to mention, in due regard and reference to giving you all the more specific details of what happened the other day with me and bringing it to your attention and within the basic intro where some fool jerk of a loser had acted like he wanted me to fall into some such train tracks. This was another black male. Although I don't consider myself as being black or white, but just an American. Well, first and foremost, a believer in God as in Christian, aka Protestant. And so this fool, he either was attempting to collide with my person in a physical way as he stepped in front of me, to attempt to cause me to fall into the tracks, as well as he could have possibly wanted me to go all out my way to try to sidestep him, in which I was on the, pretty much so on the edge of the train platform, and I could have fell into the tracks and hit that third rail because of this this here nutcase, crackpot, or sickle, being a life who would remind me of certain black males who, you know, give us other black males a bad name. You know, like, for example, this one particular neighbor from Damn Hell among the likes, and as he resides as a tenant upon the same floor level where I'm at in this building, being of a local drug pusher, dope dealer, who tends to have this habit of attempting to bother with my apartment door. Whereas if I were to catch him at it, there would be hell to pay. And then there's the other cuckoo for Cocoa Pops in the other apartments, you know. But then whereas these neighbors from down here are more creepy, although they change up with their own 2 cent power plays and be attempting to make like bam bam rubbles. Then the last neighbors from down here where I was at last before I moved here, they would change up with their own 2 cent power plays. They be acting creepy and then be acting noisy. But these neighbors from damn hell here, they act more creepy than noisy. So therefore, they are the worst neighbors from down hell, and therefore I have to watch them that much more. Uh, and as the life of them will have me reflect on that idiot, sickle that I had encountered yesterday, who acted as if he himself wanted me to fall into the tracks for a train station with what monkey business or demonic activity or devilment he pulled with me. But thank God that God had other plans for my person. Although I barely caught my balance before I would have fallen into the train tracks. And all I was trying to do was to call it a night as well as I had already called it a day. As I was going to head back on elsewhere to call it a night before he pulled that crap. You know. Whereas behind that, I had a rough night, you know, trying to get my beauty rest and reflecting on this one black male's ignorance, insanity, impoliteness, or stupidity, sickness, and rudeness. But nevertheless, although I did not report it to the mass transit attendant employee on duty in the booth for the train station as soon as I should have done so. I mean, being because I was so angry that I wasn't thinking straight. But then, like hours later, I had placed at least a few calls, telephone calls to the complaint department for this one particular mass transit or public transportation system with as many different bus and train routes, being of which is commonly called and are known as CTA, Chicago Transit Authority, for the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois and the Midwest here up north. And then I had sent them an email likewise, or as well, describing the criminal incident. And if they were to take time out, they would, from there, get the 411 if they were to review the tapes. Then from there, it will serve as a witness to this male character of a black male. You know. So far, I don't think I have been contacted yet. I had to check my phone. I have. I don't think you think they would have called me regardless. Because that's a serious, you know what I'm saying? That's a serious violation the ridership of a mass transit when you have a passenger coming out acting like a cuckoo bird like that to cause another passenger to fall into some train tracks. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's a serious violation offense. You know, one of the worst ones yet. You know, and similar to if you know a passenger were to attempt to murder or kill another passenger upon premises or properties of a mass transit of a public transportation system in another kind of way, or similar to if a passenger were to attempt to sexually assault, rape, or molest another passenger upon premises or properties of a mass transit of a public transportation system, with all of it bus train routes, I mean, the nerve of this jerk. And so much of that conversation with just slight interjection. And to think before that happened, within the same day, you know, two characters that call themselves creeping up behind me are still two other black males. You know, well, no, correction, like before and after that happened, with that one black male misbehaving, acting like he wanted me to fall into the train tracks with what he himself had done. You know? I mean, I pray to God that one of these idiots, sickles. I mean, I fear that, no, I don't fear like, fear man. I got, if anything, I'm saying when I say fear, I fear what I would do to one as revenge. If one were to bring it my way and act like they want to give me the business upon a mass transit of a public transportation system, or for a place of business and this otherwise for this building here, residential building. Because certain black brothers, as well as we said, certain Hispanic brothers, all they need is for somebody to go oops upside their heads to beat some sense in them and let them know, time out for foolishness or nonsense. Get you a life, because the life you save may be your own. But then I say, I myself personally have never given another male of the same sex something being which he himself so rightly deserved. You know? And the bigger they are, the harder they fall. And if a big Joe Palooka act like he want to attempt to give me the business, big Joe Palooka, who would be more physical than me, then that's when I would have to use my mind that much more, to level the playing field. That's including getting the police involved, unless the police do the fighting for me, And as a good run is better than a bad fall. I mean, these jokers be surprised, If the character has now funked or foul with me, it's not like I hire a hitman, but if need be, I get a private eye involved and pay one to get the 411 on another male's daily and nightly routine. And if one is doing something one ought not to be doing out in these streets, then out of revenge, I had that male of an enemy go down for the count, Whereas a private eye could show me pictures or photos of who this guy or fellow dude hangs out with and what he does during the course of a day or night, and then some. Then I could pat the private eye on the shoulder and say, "Good work. Here's your money." Now to present the evidence, you know, to the other law enforcement community as well as to lawyers and judges and politicians and special interest groups, etc. And before you know it, that male would not know what has hit him for having attempted to step upon my toes or rub me the wrong way. That's including to life be some such a certain neighbors that assuming that they have beef with me. I have never done anything to them, you know. I mean, just because you're a poop butt and a pissant of a drug pusher, dope dealer, well, yeah, don't go away mad, just go away. You know, that's like you threatening for me, like you want one brother, like I said, stays on the same floor level with me in the building here. He called himself then because I refused to befriend him because I could smell his stank a mile away. Because the average drug pusher and a dope dealer is up to no good. Like your average rapist and a pedophile. I'm like, I don't have nothing to do with you. You going out at wee hours of the night, disturbing my peace of mind, interrupting my sleeping patterns. You expect me to befriend you and you still pulling the same old crap. You know, going out the door the door to the door being the back door to the building here. You know, being which is next to my apartment door. You know, you keep going in and out at odd hours of the night. You know, and you expect me to take that lightly when you affect my sleeping patterns. Yeah, these cats is funky and foul, and like the neighbors next door all the same. Neighbors from down hell. The creepy selves. Like I said, they're more creepier than the last neighbor from down hell I had involved with. You know. Yeah, I'm trying not to express myself with any qualities and quantities of expletives or profanity of any kind, sort of type. You know, be it mentioned or some or such in God's word or not, or be it other those alternative cuss words for that matter. Expletives or profanity. Well, other than that, I guess I have had a pretty good day, and much better than what I had the consecutive experience in last. And I was saying, well, then the things that come tomorrow, I may eat at one of these free eating spots, hang out, watch TV with the guys, the fellas at the same time. I have to watch my pocket where my wallet is at, my apartment key. Yeah. Whereas I got my wallet in one pocket and my apartment key in the other pocket. Because you'd be surprised how many jealous fools, jealous black and Hispanic male fools would want to inconvenience another brother. Then because they are down and out. So they want you to become and be like so yourself. Want to attempt to pickpocket you and have you stranded somewhere without, traveling rights if you know what I mean. Read between lines, fill in the blanks. You know, get me think about this white boy that I had chilled, that I had chilled in my pad that I was telling you all about last as well. You know, he's gonna run game on me. Um, but nevertheless, Karma is a monster. Whereas I have had to put him out of my place from there. I was like, no, 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 no. You know, not only after he stands in the entryway doorway to my makeshift bedroom area, being for my living room, was I had given him the literal actual bedroom in the back of my place already. He stood in my makeshift bedroom. He stood in the entrance doorway of my makeshift bedroom area, being in my living room at 5 something in the morning, and I'm like saying, "Oh man, that's a no." And then the second, the second one of the second or third thing that he had, wised me up that he's up to no good was when I found out after I offered as an extended invitation to him to, you know, go to a self-help recovery program meeting with me, attend some and such. Whereas within the atmosphere for his principal property, I found out that he has $900 in a GoFundMe account. And he was going to break me off into that. And after all that done for him, to play the part of Good Samaritan, from, you know, giving him money, and then from there, you know, paying for his meals, and then from there, paying for gas for his limit of a car, of an automobile, or motor vehicle. And then last but not least, let him spend the night. And he want to give me all this cock and bull story about how he's supposed to be, you know, going through the final stages of trying to get a gig where he's supposed to be set up for employment to become an employee uh, uh, a business company. Then he tell me a cock and bull story about how he's supposed to have a rich relative. I'm like, yeah, right. When I found out that he's just so full of it. And so I kicked him to the curb. And whereas then from there, I'm like, never again will I get suckered in like that, where he reeled in the big fish. Whereas if he was 2 or 3 shades or more darker, he never would have been a black brother, black or Hispanic brother that had run game on me like that, because I wasn't expecting that from this white boy. I should have asked him from the get-go, as to whether or not he had any Benjamins, as in, some kind of half decent money, like $100, okay. But I took it then because he had a working, like say for one, he had a working cell phone, and then he had a working computer, and last but not least, he had at least a limit of a ride of a car. So my thinking was off, and thinking how he's a white boy, he got all this. Yeah, never again. Yeah, I got played big time. And moving right along. Yeah, it's been a scorcher for the day. I mean, the day has been like, man, I was like, you know what I'm saying? Well, I did tell you all about, didn't I? Well, if I didn't, so I tell you now, but I think I did. One other, there's one the last couple few social media broadcasts of video, how, I mean, I'm just talking about a number of things, content, just, I guess, just something of new content come along that I could speak upon my own personal experience, and give my views and opinions upon somebody else's, be it a news story or not. But anyway, dog, getting back to what I was like trying to say, but then I mentioned in one of a couple few of my last social media broadcast videos how I went to one of these local vicinity area neighborhood community pharmacy stores of a place of business. And was I was kind of short on some change, and this one Caucasian female white woman had offered me a little money, and I had told her, I'm just going to take $1 out of this here and then give the rest of your money back. I appreciate that. That's so kind of you, to think of me like so. But then this black sister of a woman, she takes it upon herself. 'Cause I already had a little change. I had most of the change. The white woman giving that money, I'm gonna just take $1 out of money and give it back. Much rather instead of take the change that I had and then take $1 out of that white woman's money that she give me, she goes and make the black sister of a pharmacy employee. She goes. She just do what she want to do. She makes a purchase of my bottle of water for the full price out of the white woman's money, and that pissed me off. Whereas I'm explaining to the same black sister woman, it's not my money to be doing. I mean, I was trying to honor this white woman for for looking out for me, for playing a part of the Good Samaritan. I was trying to honor her, and you being disrespectful because I told you what I wanted to do. So what I had done from there, I just gave the white woman the change that I had, whereas I was gonna give it to the pharmacy worker, the pharmacy employer, as partial payment for my bottle of water, and then just take $1 out of the white woman's money. So I gave the change that I was gonna spend on the bottle of water of my own, in addition to how I would take $1 out of white woman's money and return her. I had from there just give her the change that I had, seeing how this black sister had gone about paying the full price of the water out of the white woman's money. So I had change of my own, so I just gave that to the white woman to go about what I was intending to do in the first place, being which is to only take $1 out of her money, and then just owe her $1, and if I were to see again, just give her that $1, if I have it on me then there. So that happened most recently. Other than that, I don't have much to say at the moment, I guess. But I hope you all had enjoyed this one particular present social media broadcast video. Hopefully it was even so entertaining, not to mention educational and enlightening. And I'm just gonna call it a night. It's coming up on my bedtime hour 11. And all is well. On this last note of interest, I'd like to say, if you haven't gotten Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, I hope that you would think to do so now, while the blood is still running warm in your veins, by recognizing and realizing what He Himself had done or did upon the cross of Calvary on His Golgotha. Suffering at the hands of some such Roman soldiers up on the orders of their superiors, religious, political, militaristic, otherwise, but then nevertheless, whereas He went to that cross of Calvary to become the perfect sacrifice, the only sacrifice for you as well as for me. Don't steal my trademark physical gesture. Let this copyright sometimes. Whereas if any of us, being whatever races and whatever walks of life, factions, society, lifestyle preferences, being of the old, young, alike, both two sexual genders of males and females, represent not only the human species, but then nevertheless the global community within this post 911 era of our new millennium of the apocalyptic day and age, and whereas the doomsday clock is now at a couple few minutes midnight compared on to our phone previous prior to then. It was a quarter midnight for these rather biblically preferred time. Were to profess some such faith in Him, from there we become and be blessed, and one God, nothing more is one. First and foremost with His salvation. Being, which is the only means by which any of us can or could possibly become citizens of the kingdom of heaven, and as it's the only fire and insurance against the lake of fire, damn hell. The second of all, we will be blessed with his deliverance. But first, you have got to get his salvation, otherwise, you have not any blessings coming. And if you make that transition for the hereafter or the afterlife, the great beyond, and you don't have his fire insurance according to his salvation plan or program, in due regard references his great blood sacrifice, having given his life upon the cross of Calvary to fulfill biblical prophecy. If you don't have that of his blood to cover your sins, then your final destination would be the lake of fire, damn hell, to be tortured and terrorized as well as burned in damn hell forever. Compared to how we as believers in God will be across that great divide that separates heaven from hell. And in the company of like-minded believers in God, as in Christians, aka Protestants, and in the presence of God and his angels. God is not to be mocked. What you sow, so shall you reap. There used to be an old saying, here today, gone tomorrow, now where it's the new and improved updated saying to reflect the original old one as that being of a line of thought. It's supposed to be here today, gone today, because you don't know how soon you could go out of this world, you know. I mean, and to compliment vintage classic pop culture song number. What a difference a day make, 24 little hours. That's the shit you don't know what could possibly happen in 24 hours. You'll be walking the street as a pedestrian on a sidewalk, and a 2-ton automobile or motor vehicle could jump the curb and crash into you. Or you could, be uh, in a car on an interstate highway and something could happen and the car you in could veer off into the ramp and over the, what I'm saying, the viaduct, crash below, or you could be in a car crash otherwise somewhere, or you could be like on a train and it could jump the tracks and hit the street below, or you could be on a boat and it could capsize, or you could be riding as a passenger in a helicopter or a plane and it could crash. And if you don't have that being the only fire insurance against the lake of fire down hell, being of the blood sacrifice of the crucifixion of our Lord and Savior Christ, the Messiah deliverer, if you don't have his salvation plan or program, then your final destination will be elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? You all take care and be safe. We're out. Peace.